this role is already getting some Oscar buzz for you. Did you know when you started filming that it was going to be that kind of role for you?
Well, I just I read the script and I thought it was such extraordinary dialogue. You know, like the character was so clear on the page, and I sort of fell in love with him. You know, I mean, he's not necessarily like the easiest character to fall in love with, but as an actor, there was so much to do. Mm-hmm. So many ideas started flooding in as soon as I started reading it that it was like I had to do it. It just seemed like so much fun. You don't really think about any results or how a movie's going to be. I mean, you hope that a movie's going to be good, but really it's about the process for me. Like I really get off on the preparation part, even more than the performance part.
And you did a lot of prep for this movie. You lost a lot of weight, and like you really, I don't know, you creeped yourself out for it.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging part of that transformation for you?
I mean, I'd say it's so hard. Like, you have to differentiate between, like, what's challenging in real life and what's challenging in movies. But in terms of my work, in terms of the challenge of a movie, I mean, I think, like, spending as much time in the mindset of someone like Lou and really, you know, when I started losing weight and I started staying up at night and stuff, just chemically, it's a very interesting shift in your mind. I wouldn't say it was hard or anything, but it was just... or even really challenging. I would just say it was so different from how my mind works then. I was in a different mindset. Become unaware of, you know, your emotional responses to things, and they seem normal and they're not. You know, it's like that kind of stuff, but it translates into a character, and I think that it was an incredible journey, you know.
Right. And this was kind of, I thought it was like an interesting role for an actor just because you're someone who's constantly having cameras shoved in your face, and you kind of went to the other side of that. Did you sympathize? Did you find yourself sympathizing with that profession?
I think the media in general, the idea of kind of information having recently, over the past decade or so, sort of equalizing itself, meaning like unimportant information is important, and important information is unimportant. They just all exist on the same plane. You can go to the web page of anything, and you can find like the State of the Union alongside like a video of a cat falling off of like a 40-story building and surviving. Do you know? It's like,
and the cat video is more popular.
Exactly. So that's where it's sort of the comment on society, I think, of this movie, and that stuff is that mentality is what feeds a character like Lou and allows him to thrive.
And you said you did a lot of prep, and obviously you did a lot of physical prep, but did you shadow anybody, or what else did you do to prepare for this?
Yeah, they're these two brothers, they're stringers, they're Nightcrawlers, and we went around LA and with them, and I had done this movie End of Watch like a few years ago, and I was with police officers on, you know, the street pretty much 4 or 5 nights a week for 5 months.
Wow.
And, you know, went to many crime scenes and many accident scenes, and while I was, you know, researching that, there were stringers that, you know, when I was with the police officer, there were stringers there too, so it was strange, yeah.
See,
it was
I'd
like
never heard of it before.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it was like a thing, and I'm a journalist, so...
Well, it's non-union, you know, it's like it happens because obviously all the union cameramen go home and go to sleep,
yeah.
You know?
So this film has so many twists and turns and crazy moments. What was the most surprising thing about this movie for you?
That it got off the ground. Because a movie like this is because of the absurd sort of quality that it has, and the fact that it doesn't fit into any sort of genre is kind of amazing. And because of the ending and people are not comfortable necessarily with it, I'm surprised it was made.
When you went into it, did you expect that, or were you surprised by it?
Well, when I knew it was going to get off the ground, and then I read the script, and then when Jake came on the scene, and I rehearsed with him, and I saw what he looked like, and I saw what he did with this part, and the determination, it was amazing to watch, and I thought, you know what, he killed it. I mean, Danny wrote those words, and he brought those words to life, and you know, that's a rare thing, and it was rare for me to see an actor work in the way that he was working with so many colors at once. It was. I mean, I love the film. I love, and I'm so thankful and happy that it's getting a good reaction.
You talked about, you know, Jake Gyllenhaal and his transformation. Was it as eerie in person? Were you as like uncomfortable in person?
God, that's a good question, because people, probably not. Because I knew where things were going, and I'd
Right.
read the script, and I saw the preparation, so it's like I knew how the sausages were made. Do you know what I mean? I got it. But given to you, just sort of like, had I not seen all that and worked on it, then I'm sure it would be very different just for it to come at you fresh.
And as someone who, you're in the spotlight and you often have cameras in your face, did you find that this was kind of like being on the other side and finding sympathy within that world?
Yes, absolutely yes. But even more so just in general, like, and not just for women my age, but for young people that are just finished college and can't get a job, for older women that are trying to hold on to their jobs, just for people in general. What was interesting to me is the moral boundaries that people are probably crossing every day because they're trying to survive. And so that was fun for me, and that was interesting for me, and that's the honesty I think that Dan brought to the film when he was writing it. And that it didn't judge anybody. It was just a picture of, look, here's who we are in this society. It's a hard time. It's a hard time for a lot of people.